Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dojo Podcast. This is episode 2. We have a special guest. I'll get to that in a second. My name is Logan.
Thomas.
We're missing Kyle today, but instead of Kyle, we have our other roommate, Vincent.
Hello.
He's Vincent. I forgot to start this timer. Let me just start that real quick. But he's going to join us on this podcast. You know, he's got a lot of good things to say. He's got a good... Well, not that Kyle is, but we got Vincent this week because Kyle's out of town. So I guess let's just jump right into it, guys. We can start with sports because that's the first thing on the dock, and we started with sports last week. We can talk about the Lakers second because, I would rather talk about the Blazers, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the Blazers, we are from Portland. We all really like the Blazers. Not really like. I mean, I really like the Blazers. I'm a little bit of a fair weather fan compared to, like, how I follow the NFL and stuff. But they're pretty good this year, and I feel like they could, like, go on a pretty decent run here at the end of the season. I know last year, I remember around this time, they got really fucking hot, and then they kind of crumpled right before the end of the season, and then playoffs, they just shat the bed. So I'm a little nervous that they might, like, repeat history here, but I think that they could potentially get Western Conference Finals, but I'm keeping my expectations down.
So yesterday they played the Thunder. Thunder, a very good team. We haven't been able to beat them this season, but they've been close games. So when I'm talking with my friends about the Blazers, they're pretty much always like, the Blazers are kind of just this weird team that's like made up with a bunch of stragglers, I want to say. Not even stragglers, but they're a pretty solid team. Nurk, a double-double guy, and you have obviously McCollum, Lillard. It's a pretty solid core, right. I'd say, and they just added Cantor at the deadline.
They're like pretty deep. I mean, the bench, like, they've got some fucking garbage, like Myers Leonard, who's just terrible. They've got a few garbage players, but they've got, they're starting five. If, like, Aminu or whatever was replaced with, like, a different player who is, better, that would be dope. But they've got a pretty solid team right now. They're not going to beat the Warriors, but no one is, so I don't feel too bad about that at this point. No. So I guess the Blazers are great, and
we just want to give them a quick shout out.
Shout out to CJ's been kind of struggling this year, but that's Nurk's gotten way better, and CJ's like kind of worse. So like.
But I mean, compared to some of these other like front runners in the Western Conference, I feel like, and it's a tough conference to be in, being the 4th seed last year, right?
3 seed.
3 seed, actually.
I will throw that up in the edit because I don't know.
Being a pretty good seed last year, I feel like it was just kind of like it's a redemption year. Yes. I feel like this year we have something to prove.
We're gonna lose in 5 games in the first round this year.
Oh boy.
Yeah. What else? I was just thinking something. I forgot. I don't care. Do we want to move on then to the Lakers?
Yeah, let's go to the Lakers.
So the Lakers, the fact that we even talk about the Lakers is like shows the power and kind of the gravitational pull of LeBron's presence on like any NBA team, because he's played for the Lakers and they're fucking terrible. Outside of LeBron and kind of Brandon Ingram, they're fucking awful, but they're still probably the most talked about team in the NBA. So what was it? They got less than a 1% chance to make the playoffs?
I was gonna say, yeah. There's been a lot of talks on ESPN, all these sports outlets that are saying not that great of a chance of making the playoffs, and their strength of the schedule, they're listed at 10th right now, and some of their tougher games would be the Bucks, Raptors, Warriors, Thunder, Celtics, and Portland, actually. So, that's pretty tough.
Gauntlet.
It's a little
yeah, so, I mean, at this point, when you're looking at a team and you have LeBron, he's aging, obviously. I mean, everybody's aging.
Father time is undefeated.
Father time. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, with this young core, and you have LeBron, and you don't really have a great outlook for the playoffs, you got to think rest LeBron.
I just saw an article that said they're like going to lower his minutes. He's going to be like on minute restrictions, which is like kind of controversial, but it's like when you're LeBron and you're on this garbage team that, oh my god, I gotta tell you, I want the Lakers to succeed just because I really like LeBron, but it's kind of bittersweet. It's bitter because LeBron is like wasting another year, but it's sweet because all the Laker fans that I've seen on Reddit and Facebook and in real life that are like, man, the Lakers are going to be the fucking 3 seed guaranteed. Or I remember they played the Blazers week 1, and all the Laker fans on Reddit were like, why are we playing the Blazers in the first game? Don't you think we should get someone more high caliber like the Thunder or the Warriors or the Celtics? It was like, all right, dude, fuck you. And now we're the 5 seed, and they're like the 10th seed or 11th seed?
They're the 10th seed.
Yeah, so I hate it. I hope they do better next year, but...
Yeah, I mean, they have the young core in Kuzma, Ingram.
See, that's the thing, though, is with the young crew, they need... LeBron in the past has literally had a number 2 guy to lean on every single year.
Yeah, you're right, because he had
that's
Kyrie,
the biggest part.
Because
LeBron is not a straight-up raw scorer like Kobe or something
you look at
that.
his early Cleveland years, he didn't have that, and he struggled.
Exactly.
See, the thing is, no matter how good you are, I mean, in the NBA, where there's so much talent, you can't carry a team.
You can't win a championship.
You can't win
nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Nowadays,
less than 2 All-Stars, you're not winning a title.
Nowadays,
Now
especially
you
with
need at least
teams
3,
that are built
honestly.
with 3 All-Stars on the same team, it's like you're gonna need a second guy.
We're kind of in that super team era where like
It's-
we hope next year we'll see like the Lakers kind of make moves, maybe trade some pieces to get another
either Brandon
superstar.
Ingram better play better and like more consistently.
They just need to up their trade value before the end of the year.
See,
because they have like a young core that's overall pretty average. Like they're all pretty talented, but none of them's good enough to be that number 2 guy. So they gotta figure something out with that.
Right. They don't have a center either.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, McGee is like fine for like. I mean, if he were to come off the bench, I feel like he would be fire off the bench. Yeah, he's fine.
I was telling you the other day that pretty much for the last however long LeBron has been in the league, no, maybe 10 years, the last 10 years, the formula that has worked is LeBron plus shooters.
Yeah.
And the Lakers don't have any of those. So it's just LeBron
Lonzo, baby.
plus people who shoot like 20% from the fucking 3-point line, and it's just like, it's a little frustrating because they're fucking ass.
I will say though, if I were to be in like the organization, I'd say Kuzma is one of those guys that I feel like he has so much potential. Maybe a future All-Star, possibly. I'm calling it right now. Yeah. Market. I see Kuzma as a rising star.
Yeah, so did they put him in the Rising Star game like 4 years ago. No, he's not that old.
Yeah,
that's the thing is, I'm ragging on the Lakers' young core, and I think they're garbage now. But like the average age for like that young core is like younger than me, so that's some perspective.
But going back to like when they were talking about the trade deadline, trying to acquire Anthony Davis, I think it's just kind of like they need to make a move this summer at least. I mean, it's gonna be hard.
They gotta get AD, KD. Clay or Kyrie.
They need to sign a big name.
Melo doesn't even want to play for the Lakers. I saw the article that was like the trade talks have stopped, and the top comment was like, "Wow, even Melo doesn't want to go for the Lakers."
Yeah, but pretty much what I gotta say is they need to rest LeBron, give him like limited minutes. If the like outlook for the playoffs isn't that great,
which it's not,
give LeBron the rest and recovery he needs. Get him ready for next season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another sports topic that I kind of wanted to... We didn't put it down here, but I just thought of it as we were sitting here, was Antonio Brown and kind of NFL... Because it's trade season, it's free agency season in the NFL. The NFL never fucking sleeps. I saw a thing today. So obviously Antonio Brown has famously in the last 2 months kind of voiced his dissatisfaction with the Steelers organization, has requested to be traded, and the GM's like, fine, fuck it, we'll shop him on the market. As of this podcast on March 8th, he hasn't been traded, but today, one of his buddies posted an Instagram live of him like working out, and he was doing like upright rows. The exercise doesn't matter. He was doing upright rows, and then he finishes and turns to the camera and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna announce my team in a little bit. Y'all just wait there."
That's hype.
That was like 4 hours ago or something, and that hasn't happened. So I don't know. But his friend in the background said, "Hey, you're already wearing yellow or no, black and silver, like the Raiders color." So maybe he'll go to the Raiders. I think the Raiders is dope. A lot of people were saying the Seahawks is a good fit, but no fucking way.
You don't think so? Okay.
I don't.
Just as a little bit background.
Fit.
Big Seahawks fan.
Yeah,
Big Seahawks fan
right
here. We're a Seahawks household, pretty much.
I would like him as just the physical player that he is. Mm-hmm. He's too much of a distraction.
He brings a lot of drama.
He's too expensive. And the Steelers are like, hurt it or we need 2 first-round picks. Not going to fucking happen. He's like 30 years old.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes back to like, I mean, he came from like, I wouldn't say nothing, but he came from
not that big of a school.
Yeah, he's not a big prospect, and he had to make a name for himself. Very impressive, and he made a name for himself in the NFL, one of the best leagues in the world.
Absolutely.
And yeah,
one of the best leagues,
the best league in the world,
the premier
football.
Like, the American Football Association or whatever is not quite there, and the XFL has not even started.
Yeah,
the CFL though is so good that Johnny Football couldn't even make a team.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess it kind of just go back to like the Steelers' dysfunction with Le'Veon Bell, and like Antonio was talking about Ben Roethlisberger's work ethic. So I guess it's just a trickle down kind of thing.
I feel like Antonio Brown's kind of a fucking douchebag, but I also feel like Ben is also kind of a prick. He's probably like,
he thinks he's like, you know,
I like their coach and I like their GM, but I feel like Ben is probably like, he's probably almost never been like, my bad. That's my bad, guys. I mean, you know, like when I play basketball, if I do like literally anything that's not like perfect, I'm like, guys, it's like to a point where it's excessive. But Big Ben's probably on the other end of the spectrum where he's like never taken the blame for something. Mm-hmm. That's probably a little bit frustrating for Antonio, but he now, there were rumors that he was going to go to Buffalo, and he told the Steelers, he's like, if you trade me to them, I'm not going to report to camp. And the Buffalo Bills were like, okay, well, we're not going to do that then. Yeah. So he's kind of a prima donna.
Yeah, so going back to the silver and black thing, Raiders, what do you think about the combo of Derek Carr, Gruden, and Brown on there?
Derek Carr's like, okay. I thought Gruden was better until this year.
I mean, it's his first season.
I remember like 4 years ago thinking, when Pete Carroll retires, we're going to get John Gruden out of retirement. Now I'm like, please God, anyone else. Let's get someone who's shaken Sean McVay's hand once to be our coach.
I mean, it's his first year back in the league coaching, so I mean, give him a couple more seasons.
Oh no, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's making a lot of big changes, and he can't turn those draft picks into success without actually drafting them first. Yeah, but yeah, that's the end of AB.
Wait, hold on. Let me just one question for you guys. What do you guys think of AB's golden mustache that he's got going on right now?
He's got a mustache.
Yeah, just pull it up real quick. Yeah.
I'll just say this: like his fashion choices and stuff, I respect it. It's baller.
What's
it's
his
baller
like nickname? He's had started like this last Mr. Big Chest. It's Mr. Big Chest or Mr. Big Checks or something like that. I swear, I'm almost positive it's Mr. Big Chest, but let's see here.
We'll throw up a golden mustache.
Will you send me that when we're sitting here? It's like a walrus. It's like a.
I really thought it would be a lot better, but this is awful.
No, oh my god. All right, well, so that's killed the AD conversation. Let's move on. That's enough for sports for this week. We're like halfway through the podcast. We've only talked about the Lakers and Antonio Brown, what the people want to hear about. Let's see. Do you want to talk about the celebrity chef thing here? Oh, that's a fucking which celebrity chef would you want to make you a meal? Guy Fieri or Chrissy Teigen? Fucking easy, bro.
No. That's my preferences. So this next segment. So I thought of this kind of just on the fly. Which celebrity chef would you want you to make you a meal? And let's not throw Gordon Ramsay in there just because that's the generic
Bobby
answer.
Flay.
Yeah. Bobby Flay's a good guy.
He was a good celebrity chef. Put some books on him. He was a good celebrity chef like 10 years ago, and now like no one cares.
But he has that show now, Beat Bobby Flay, where like these amateur / like mid-tier cooks take him on, and sometimes I mean they get the best of him, but like he probably has like a 60-70% win rate. I mean, he's a good chef. My personal picks, Logan already read them off, but I would pick Guy Fieri just because he's a fucking boss. He's always wearing those bowling shirts. I feel like he would just be a larger than life character who would whip me up some.
He would take us to Flavortown.
He would take us to Flavortown, exactly. Just a segue into Flavortown. It would be amazing.
See, that's the thing is it's not really a fair competition because Guy Fieri is like this.
They're like on opposite kind of spectrums. Guy Fieri is known for like his over, he's
over the top.
And he's a fucking meme lord.
Okay, here I'll put this in there. Guy Fieri is kind of like the garbage food that you would have on cheat day, like fucking burgers, fries, like anything smothered in just fucking goodness.
Chrissy Teigen's like, here's fucking avocado toast, but it's like
It's
way more extra.
Yeah.
And that would be my other pick, Chrissy Teigen, just because she's very attractive. And
did she have a kid or
cut
something?
that.
she just cut that.
She just had a kid. Cut that.
She just had a baby. She's married to John Legend. I feel like I could ask her some questions about John Legend. Maybe get a sneak performance.
I'm just gonna bleep the word, but the rest of the conversation, everyone else is gonna know what we're talking about, anyways.
But Chrissy Teigen, I love her. She's a great personality, and I just love
her
hearing
husband
her talk.
was the voice of the Google Home for a while, and then I changed it to an Aussie woman because I think that's just so sexy. Even though they're both robots.
That's amazing. Okay, so Vincent, you're a celebrity chef pick.
I'd probably go with Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri, yeah, exactly.
Is it unanimous?
It's unanimous.
We didn't have
It's Guy
unanimous
Fieri.
last week when we were doing celebrity brawls. We've got unanimous now. I didn't even think Chrissy Teigen was a celebrity chef. I didn't even know that. I thought she was like an internet
See, if
person.
Kyle was here, I would really question. He would probably go with Chrissy, wouldn't she say?
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah, but I mean, Chrissy Teigen's kind of been like in the modeling scene for a while, and then she kind of emerged in the.
Yeah, I didn't know she was a cook until recently.
Yeah, she kind of got more into that.
Yeah,
Yeah, she kind of just got into that more now.
Yeah.
Okay, into our next segment. Kyle's recurring segment, actually.
He's not here. Thomas will be taking over.
I will be taking over. Trader Joe's food item of the week.
The pork ones, not the chicken ones.
All right, my pick this week would be the Trader Joe's gyozas, specifically the pork variety. They're really easy to make. Everybody loves a good gyoza or dumpling. So, I mean, that's all I
here's
gotta
the
say.
thing: is I make these probably once or twice a week. It's challenging because you want to balance the heat right with the steam. Me personally, I like a little bit of a crispier bottom. But it can't be cold, obviously. So you got to get a little crispier bottom. But when you put the lid on steam, you don't want to steam it for too long. You don't want to have too much water, too cold. All this. There's a lot of factors at play. It's easy to make. It's hard to perfect. There's a learning.
Yeah.
There's a learning curve on the gyozas. It's kind of like pancakes. Good pancakes are good. Most pancakes are mediocre.
And I'll say this, they give you instructions on the back of the bag that are pretty on the tee when it comes to preparing them, but I mean, they have that room where you can just fuck them up pretty easily if you forget about them.
Yeah. You can fuck them up and they'll taste good. It's just, for me, it's like an 80% is like a squishy gyoza, and 100% is this nice crispy but still a little bit of mush. Perfect.
Just one thing, Trader Joe, if you're listening to this, one suggestion though is to just add a packet of sauce or something.
Yes,
Not a
exactly.
lot of people they don't know how to make a good sauce, so they just throw in some soy sauce. That's not the best. You want to add some sesame and something.
Who would do that? Who would do that?
I don't want to be racist or anything, but most Asian people, they'll have these soy sauces and other Asian dressings in their house that they can make a nice gyoza sauce. But what I found with other gyozas is
dumplings in general.
And dumplings in general, they'll give you a nice sauce packet that's the nice blend of sweet and salty.
What is even mildly racist about what you just said?
I don't know. I thought it'd kind of come off as racist. It was just kind of
I thought you were going to go the route white people don't know
I was
how
just
to
saying white
sauce
people.
their gyozas.
Yeah, it was kind of. I was kind of going that direction, but I was just Asian people have more of a variety in their cabinet. Vincent can back me up.
Depends. White people have 8 different kinds of salt in their cabinets.
Or if you want some barbecue sauce.
Yeah, you want to
mayonnaise.
dip the barbecue sauce. Dip the gyoza with the barbecue sauce. There you go. You have a pick for this week? Trader Joe's item?
Probably the Kung Pao chicken, actually. I got Kung Pao chicken solid. I was never, I'm a fan of the orange chicken, but it's a little too much sometimes. So the Kung Pao, you can definitely go much better choice with that.
What's the preparation on that? I'm curious. I've never bought it. I've always seen the beef
I'm about to
broccoli
cook that in about an hour.
Yeah, so all you have to do is you open the bag and it's all the ingredients are in there. You just pour it into a pan, and it's going to be the chicken and the vegetables that you heat up first, and then once the chicken's golden brown, you throw in your sauce, heat that up, and then lastly just add the peanuts on top, which is it's a good look. It's very easy to prepare.
It's a good look.
Yeah.
Good look.
All right, next segment.
Yeah, next segment. All right, so that's enough food for today. Let's see. What do we want to talk about next? Okay, so I figured now that we're here, we would talk about the origin. So we're called the Dojo Podcast. And now, the reason we're called that, we didn't talk about this in the first one, so it might have come off a little weird. Makes no sense. So our household is called the Dojo. That's what we called it because we're college kids and we need to have kind of a weird, absurd name for our house. Everyone does. My brother lived in a house called the Death Star, and I was like, that is super dope, but hella nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
It's because sophomore year, when he first moved into this house, we're still in the same house. It was us three and our friend, Selena, who is also Asian. Gotta give her that name drop. So we were 75% Asian at the time. So I said, why don't we go by the dojo, because we're mostly Asian, and that's the only thing I know about Asian culture is that they like karate.
I was going to say,
yeah. I mean, and over the years, we kind of, the split reduced. Our junior year,
right.
Kara moved in and Kyle moved in, so we added another Caucasian, and we added a half white, half Caucasian. So the split was 50-50.
You just said half white, half Caucasian. I don't think that's what you meant. You meant half white, half Asian.
Yeah, half white, half Caucasian.
I'm half white, quarter Caucasian, quarter Irish. So
yeah, I'm sicko mode. So I meant half Caucasian, half Asian sensation.
Now we're 50-50.
Now we're
50-50
50-50
white
split.
dudes and two Vietnamese blokes.
And once Kara moved out, this year actually, we're still at 50-50. So,
Right.
but we got to keep the name.
Now the dojo. What country does that term originate from? Is it
Japan.
Okay, Kara was
half Japanese.
Half Japanese, so we are allowed to license that name with her consent. Hopefully, we didn't actually ask her. We just assumed she'd be cool with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the origins of our name. Please don't write an article on us, Wall Street Journal, because I know you're deep diving for some people to go after. Ooh, you know what we need to talk about? A problem that we've been facing this week in the dojo.
Boy.
So this week, I'm sitting there on my Xbox playing Apex Legends with some buddies. And in the corner of my eye, I'm sitting there. You can see the hallway. I see this little black thing move across the hallway. And I get up and I run in there mid-game because I was so concerned. And I turned to Thomas, who's sitting in the living room, like, "Do you see that?" And he's like, "Do you see that?" It was like the Spider-Man pointing at each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We saw a mouse.
Yeah, I was in the recliner in the living room playing Tetris 99, and I see the scurry too. It came from the living room. It originated from the living room. I see like a little dash. It kind of looked. It was like a shadow because it was so fast, and then so quick. I get
Mike
up.
Tyson out there.
Yeah, we meet up in the middle, and we're just like, what was that? So, like, obviously, we're not crazy, and only one of us saw it. So, and we concluded it was a mouse/rat.
It was black. I don't know if rats come in black. I'm not.
Yeah.
See, this issue has been long going. It actually originated last year, and the first time was when I came back. It was just me. I came back to the house during the summer, and I looked down at the couch in the living room, and it's torn up, and you see little dots around it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of looked at closer, and I realized it was some sort of animal feces. And then I went over to where we keep our rice, and I looked in, and it was probably the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
They built a nest.
There's a lot
basically
of trappings back there. There was a nest.
Yeah,
well,
they nested. They kind of nested back there.
There was
they
shit.
ate into the rice. There was shit. There was like loose rice.
Yeah, and it just ruined all of our grocery bags.
That was like over winter break, and we've since learned not to put your food on the floor. Essentially, within. The thing is, mice and rats can fucking climb up. So like, even our pantry shelves aren't safe. But yeah, we're dealing with a mouse this week. We got a trap. Oh my god, this thing is a mastermind. It is so smart. We put out a trap that night. It's like a heavy duty, like fucking flex out rat trap, and we put peanut butter on it. And the next morning, I wake up and I like go look at it because it's behind the couch. That's where we found rat crap before. The peanut butter was licked clean, but the trap didn't go off. So this mouse apparently saw it and was like, "I'm gonna lick all that peanut butter, but I'm not gonna actually."
He's just licking it very gently.
Touch it.
Okay. I have a theory that, we lifted up our couch in the living room. We saw there was kind of like some suspicious, I guess, like leadings to a mouse or a rat. So we kind of concluded. So we put the trap back there, And my just a little backstory. My parents have had problems with mice before, so I've set traps for them.
Actually, my parents had rats too last weekend when I went home. So it's
interesting.
It's
Yeah,
it's
in the pantry. Yeah, in the pantry, right? Because it's too cold for them to go outside.
Well, actually, I just had some plumbing fixed at my old house, so we had the doors open. So I'm sure some rats.
Yeah, some rats came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I got a little bit of experience setting mouse rat traps. So back to what Logan was saying, the fucker ate the peanut butter but didn't set off the trap. So that's what leads me to believe it's a mouse, not a rat, because
a rat is like this big gargantuan
big guy
beast.
Mm-hmm. Whereas a mouse would like be able to like kind of hang off to the side, eat the peanut butter, like bring it back to its friends, and then be fine. Whereas a rat would fucking get its fucking neck snapped.
Since we have been dealing with this mouse, I went and watched clips from the movie Mouse Hunt. Have you guys ever seen it?
No, I've never.
It came out the year we were born. It's the greatest movie. So it's the perfect movie, I'd say. It's with Nathan Lane and some other celebrity who's not important enough for me to remember.
Oh, is that also the same as Stewart Little?
No,
is that based off of
it's
Mouse?
Almost the reverse.
The reverse. Okay.
No, Stewart Little is based off the mouse from Mouse Hunt, and it's when they don't catch him, he goes on to his life as Stewart Little. So it's a prequel, really, even though it came out after.
I'm pretty sure I saw Stewart Little. Didn't he play soccer or something, or like he flew an airplane?
Stewart Little was the guy with
the family
with Parkinson's.
Oh,
Michael J. Fox.
Then I just have everything messed up.
It's Michael J. Fox and Jonathan Lipnicki and the woman who's really tall, Gina Davis, and Dr. House. I got it. Hugh Laurie.
We gotta watch that too.
Fire! But yeah, we need to watch Mouse Hunt because it's amazing. There's a scene where they set up 100 mouse traps, and the mouse sets off the furthest away trap, and all the traps start flying towards them, and they're like, "Oh no!" It's pretty slapsticky. It's not very good actually, but when I was a kid, I was like, "This is fucking dope."
Mm-hmm. So yesterday, actually, we went to go buy mouse poison at Fred Meyer, and that kind of just made me think of the game Rat Trap, Mouse Trap. Have you guys ever played that?
Is it like the board game where you like little?
There's like a bunch of it's pretty 3D, and then like it's like
it's pretty gimmicky, but it's kind of fun.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of remind me of that.
Shout out Mouse Trap.
I have played the game. Interesting. All right. Well, so we'll keep you updated if we end up catching this mouse. The hole in the trap we bought is like pretty small, so if it is a rat, we're gonna have a little trouble killing it, I'd say. But we'll see.
Since then we've reset up the rat/mouse trap to. I've tried more sensitive. I've tried to make it more sensitive because that's kind of how they're designed. Even though they're spring loaded, that you can like do it one way where it'll be more sensitive and maybe it'll trigger for a lighter creature. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we'll catch something. Hopefully we'll resolve the problem. Next segment.
Sorry, I was responding to a text message, which is the most appropriate thing I could be doing right now. This is kind of bummer, but I just kind of want to like touch on it for a second. Alex Trebek of Jeopardy, the host, if you've ever heard of Jeopardy, which I know you have, you're lying if you haven't, had announced this week he had stage 4 patriotic cancer. That's the dope kind of cancer. Pancreatic cancer in like the most like fun and like badass way he could. The video he put out on the Jeopardy channel was like, you know, kind of sad just kind of when you think about the atmosphere of it, but the way he announced it, he's like, and I will beat it because I have to host Jeopardy for 3 years. It's in my contract. I have to. So I appreciated that, but it's a real bummer because that's a pretty rough form of cancer.
Yeah. I mean, such a great attitude coming from one of the greatest TV game show hosts of all time.
It's basically him or Bob Barker.
Yeah, exactly.
Take your pick.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of grew up watching Jeopardy just because my mom wanted to put it on because our household, and she was just like, you need to get like a little bit more education, and we didn't have cable TV. It was on like channel 2 or something like that.
It's channel 2 at 5. I think
at like 5, 6, something like that. He knows too.
I watched that and then Wheel of
Fortune. Yeah, so it's kind of like Jeopardy is kind of like the more like in depth, like educational, and then Wheel of Fortune a little more laid back. You know, like
more laid back, a little more fun,
a little more laid back. But
wild,
I did enjoy Jeopardy a little bit more. As I get older, I can like kind of appreciate like the people, like, how fucking smart they are.
Do you think Alex Trebek over the years has become like just a really good trivia player, just based on
I think he's just always been
Probably.
such an intelligent man that, like, when he gets put into that situation, he has to ask all these questions, be knowledgeable about all these different situations.
I think he could probably. I don't know that he could just win like the average game, but he could compete.
Yeah,
I don't really know enough about like if he's smart or not. What I just want to touch on this real quick. I watch Sports Jeopardy with my dad sometimes. That's dope. You know who hosts it is I can't remember his name. He's one of the sports guys on fucking NBC Sports, but he hosts it and it's dope and it's just sports stuff. And so I like will get 2 questions instead of 1, which is what I normally get with Jeopardy, and it makes me feel dumb. So yeah, Alex Trebek. I don't really want to end it on that. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about? Before we
I guess
here?
we'll just talk about. I added some of the prognosis stuff. So just like the disease, like it just as it progresses, 5-year survival rate is about 3%. Not great. That's cited by the American Cancer Society. Stage 4, meaning that the cancer is spread to another part of the body. And I mean, that means it can't be treated with surgery, rather be treated with chemo, kind of improving quality of life instead of curing. But I mean, it's dim, but I feel like if anybody can do it, it's grim. It's grim. If anybody could do it, it would be him. And Jeopardy is dope. Protect Alex Trebek at all costs.
Yeah, it's like this is the real test of if famous people have a secret cure for cancer that we don't know about. I guess Paul Allen dying was like, we know that rich people don't have a secret cure because he was worth like more than the sun in money. So what are you looking at? Who invented?
I was gonna
right.
segue into International Women's Day.
International Women's Day.
I just want to give a quick shout out to my friend Jose Alvarado.
Right.
Him and I are hanging out, and we're kind of talking about, badass women. And we're talking about how a woman invented Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. This isn't today or like this week. This is kind of just like, I don't know, this was kind of out of the blue, random. But he kind of gave me this random fact. He's like, fun fact, a woman invented Wi-Fi / Bluetooth. And I'm like, that's tight. I'm like, I need to like bring this up in conversation more. So let me just find her name real quick. I had this earlier.
Why don't we do like our, just not our favorite necessarily, but like our woman pick of like, this woman's badass and we want to name drop her on this podcast. We'll save you for last.
Okay.
Where do you want to go first? Just like
a
celebrity or whoever you want to name.
Something I've kind of been into a lot lately is like women's music, R&B, like that kind of thing. I've been listening to a lot of Ella Mai and SZA. And they're great. Fantastic artists. I've always been a big fan of Rihanna too, so I just want to say shout out to the women artists. Keep doing your thing. Your music is great. And like
I do appreciate the sentiment, but I did ask for one person.
I mean,
just pick Solange, bro. That's
Solange's new album is fire. Yeah, I'm skating around the topic.
You're the real Knowles sister.
I'm really just trying to like not seem like pick out one and sticking to it.
That's fair. Well, I like my mom.
God, you stole mine.
I was gonna say
shout out to Vincent's mom. Corinne. Shout out to Corinne.
Oh,
you're great. I'll let you do it. I'll pick the second one. Let's see. I'll pick like Ruth Bader Ginsburg or something. She's old as hell and she's been on the Supreme Court forever. You don't know who she is, but she's really famous and hopefully someone watching this podcast knows who that is. She'll be my badass woman, but she has to share it with my mom because honestly, they're equally badass.
Probably First Lady Obama.
Michelle
Obama.
Yes,
Michelle's dope. Though I will say this against Michelle, she made our lunches shitty in middle school.
I think our lunches were just already.
I mean,
school lunches. We had to buy like insert organic snack here.
Yeah.
It's garbage. I want to get fat, Michelle. You're not helping.
So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of for a good reason because obesity is like a big epidemic in the U.S.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so I kind of just want to, going off the health aspect, I mean, it's good what she did, but...
Well, so do we want to just like, I think we're at time because we're a little bit over because I started this late actually, this clock. I use a clock so you guys know at home, a little behind the scenes. So I think we're gonna call it there. Do you guys have any final things you want to get out?
Just on this day, I want to say shout out to the women everywhere, and that's it for me.
Shout out to these guys for letting me be on the podcast. You know, I had a good time. You know,
Shout out Vince. We're gonna have to bring one. We're probably
he'll be
gonna
back in the
cycle
future.
through guests.
Mhm.
You know, every now
Yeah.
and again. You won't have me or Thomas or Kyle every week.
Mhm.
I know you want it because we're so entertaining, but
Mhm.
not every week. All right, thanks for watching. We said the date already.
Mhm.
Peace.